Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。
Hello everyone, today we are going to do the watercolor. So at the beginning of the class, you need to have your watercolor paper so you will see the watercolor on the cover. Okay, so what kind of blank you have, you will see the watercolors. Okay, so if you don't have the watercolor paper, mixed media paper is work as well. So you will see the mixed media. Okay, so choose one. Either watercolor paper or the mixed media paper. Alright, then you need to have a pencils, erasers, and a paper tape. So that is for the beginning of the class. So no worry about the watercolor tools. We will prepare that at the middle of the class.
Hello everyone, today we're gonna do the watercolors. So what do we need to do with the watercolors? Okay, so you're gonna design your own name. Alright, so you know how to write your name, right? You know how to spell your name, and we can write down. So let me use the sample. So for example, my name is Cynthia, so I just write Cynthia. Alright, but that is just the writing. Nothing, right? It's nothing about the art, and I can color that with the watercolor. So I have to transform them into the bubble letters. So which means it has the shape, right? I can color inside the word. So that is the bubble letter. But you will say, teacher, you are doing too fast. How can I transform the writing into the bubble letter? It looks very hard. Okay, so I'm gonna teach you how to. We just simply design the words by the writing. So let me flip over because this is the right side. So first of all, we have to decide how big is our name on the paper. So we just write it down first. I want my C looks like this big. Okay, then maybe the Y can get smaller. And E, H, I, A. Okay, but it is the writing, not the bubble letters, isn't it? So, see, let's see. I want my C looks like the cloud. So see, I adding the cloud shape around the words. So see, my writing become the bone structures of the bubble letters. So the line is inside, see? That's the C. How about the Y? Again, I make my writing as the bubble letter structures. I follow it. So I add in the bubble letters around. So I got the space. Okay? So if you understand what you're gonna do, you can start now. Okay? And again, you are not going to write Cynthia on your paper because you are not Cynthia. You are something else, right? You are using your name, not mine. Alright? So if you have no more question, you can begin. If you want to do the 3D shape, looks like this. Alright, so let me finish my T so I can teach you. Let me zoom in. So you have to choose one side to become 3D, the depth. So I want my right looks like 3D. So all the line go diagonal on the right corner. See? But not here because there's no space on the right. So go down, close, go down, close. Everything is on the right. I don't add in the depth on the left. Keep it on the same angle. Got it? So that it looks like 3D. So you can add in your word into any graphics. For example, I want my eye looks like a towel, not towel, a tower, like Eiffel Towers. See, I can make it looks like the tower or candy as you wish to. Alright, so don't limit yourself because the name for you is showing your personality. The word looks cute, the word looks cool, the word looks personal. It's all about you. Alright, so now I think you shouldn't have any question. So now you can begin to do your name design.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so after you done your name, feel free to add in some background. But try to make the background looks behind your name because your name is the focal point, not the background. The background just helping you to make the drawing looks complete and even better. But they are not the main part. So try to keep the background looks like the decorations, not the focal point. The focal point has to be your name, alright? So you're spending more time on the name and use less time to do the background, alright? So you have another 3 minutes only, 3 minutes to complete your background. Then we're gonna trace our name with the markers. So get ready for the marker for the next sections.
Three, two, one.
Okay, so we need to prepare 2 different sizes for our tracing markers. So the one it looks like the thick marker is the 5 points marker. So it's 5 points, and the other one is ultra fine point. It looks like the needle. It is very thin, so you can see the size are totally different. But what if you don't have these thin markers? You can use the pencil crayons. So let me find my pencil crayons so you know we are talking on the same thing. Alright, so if you don't have the needle marker like this, you can use the pencil crayon to help. These two are like the same. Alright, so let's see. Which part we need to use the fine marker? I will say the name. So the main part of the name, right? Because they are the focal points. They are the most important part on this drawing today. So I will use the thick marker to trace to make people to catch the idea which one is the most important parts on these pictures. Alright? But what if I have lots of detail like this? Like my eye. Okay? The window are pretty small, right? If I use the thick marker to trace my window, what is gonna happen? Everything will turn black. Then I don't have the chance to do the coloring, isn't it? So this at this situations, I will use the thin marker to trace those small tiny things, right? So I can keep my drawing like very detailed without any color like gluing together. Okay, so now I believe you understand how we do the tracing, so now you can begin. Alright, so as usual, when you finish the tracing, then you need to grab your eraser to remove all the pencil outlines, alright? Because we try to keep our paper as clean as we can, so we can make our drawing looks professional, then you won't confuse yourself. Alright, so we're gonna remove all the extra pencil light. Then we're gonna have our 3 minutes water break. So during the water break, you can continue to doing your work. Alright, so you can catch up before we start to do the colors with the watercolor. Or you can go to the washroom or drinking some water. You don't have to ask for permission, you can just go. Alright, then For the next section, you're gonna prepare your watercolor tool. So you need to have your brushes, colors, water, towels, whatever we need for the watercolors. Alright? Alright, now is our water break. During the water break, you can complete your work drinking some water, use washroom, stretch your body, and get ready for the next sections. Alright? And don't forget to coming back when the timer is done. Use your break time wisely, okay? Don't waste the time just sitting right here. Our water break is almost over. Make sure you got everything ready for the next sections. Almost the class. Get ready for the next part.
3, 2, 1.
Before we start to color our watercolor, that's it, our tools. You need to have the watercolor brush, like huge, big, medium, and small. And make sure the watercolor brush is very soft. Okay, if you choose the watercolor brush like the grass, it is not the watercolor brush. It's just the painting brush for oil painting and the acrylic. So make sure your watercolor brush is soft. So that's for the watercolor. Okay, with different sizes. Alright, then we need to have the napkin or the towel to dry our water brush because we are going to use a cool water to mix the color and wash the brushes. Alright, so make sure the water is no temperatures, has to be very, very cool. Alright, then you need to have your watercolor. So you can have your watercolor like this tray. So sometimes it looks big, sometimes it looks small, or you will see your watercolor pen like the tube, like this. Alright, so whatever it looks like a tray or like the tube, it's okay. And you need to have a tray for what? To mixing the color on top of the tray. Alright, so that's it. Do you got every single thing on the screens? If you do, make sure they are all on the set. Then we can begin to colors. Okay, so when you got everything ready, so we can start to do our coloring sections. All right, so choose the right brush. So what do I mean? So I got different size of the brushes, right? This one's bigger and this one's smaller. Are we going to use the small one to color the big area? No, it takes too much time. All right, so I will use the big marker to, not big markers, the big brushes to color my big area so I can finish this earlier and more quick. Then the water is not going to be dry that quick, so I can do the color blending easily. For the small brushes, of course, we are going to color somewhere small so we don't color outside of the shape and make our joint looks messy, right? So using the right size for the right area, all right? Big brush for somewhere big, small brush for somewhere small. All right, so we're gonna practice the color blending and the color volume for today. So we start with the color volume, it's more easy, okay? So you can pick any colors you want. You don't have to copy the same color because we got different name, we got different personality, and we have different favor of the colors. So use the color you really like. You don't have to use the same color as I do, okay? So don't ask me a question, teacher, can I use other color? I will say yes all the time. So see, I got my first color. All right, so let me use the T as the sample. So let's start with the color volume. I color very light and gentle. See, I didn't color all of them. All right, then what do? I apply the water on the tray. See, I mix them. It should be very, very liquid. All right, now I color at the middle. All right, and bring the color down a little bit. Almost all the way, but I stop there. Then I dry my brush. See here, I'm not wash my brush. I dry my brush. Then bring the rest of the color down to the end. So what do you see on my pictures? You will see dark, medium, and light. So that is the color volume, that what we did for the pencil crayon. All right, so let me try it one more time. This time I use the purple right here. Okay, see, I color the top. I'm not scribbling, I keep the color neat and clean. All right, then I stop here. Then I wash my brush, apply the water on the trays, and mix the color. See, the color become bright. It's very watery. Remember, we are doing the watercolor. Then I color here and bring the color down to join the color together. Then I dry my brush, bring the color all the way down. You got dark, middle colors, and light. Okay, so that's the color volume, like what we did for the pencil crayon. It's the same, but now we're doing watercolor. So about the color blending, we are doing two colors become one. All right, so that's the one I'm talking about. So that's my pink color. I'm gonna use that. I don't want to waste it. Then I'm gonna choose my second color. I use the blue so you can see it's more clear. So you have to prepare two different colors. So color number 1, color number 2. All right, so let's see how I'm doing it. First, I use the pink color or the purple color now. Let me use the C. It's bigger. So I color the top. I'll be gentle. All right. Then I bring the blue into the purple a little bit. So see, you see the middle color. See, the color is changed a little bit. Then I bring the color down. So I color at the middle. Okay, and I bring even more blue into it. See, the purple become more bluish. Then, do I adding even more blue in? Technically, no. Okay, we just use the blue we are having there. I just use the blue. So that's it. The color blending has 4 color layer. We got the purple, purple blue, blue purple, then blue. I got 4. That's a color blending. You join 2 color on one link. The color value, you only use 1 color to create dark, medium, and light. So this is what we are doing for today. So you have to choose either one, color value, dark, medium, light, or color blending, choose 2 color, become 1 link. All right, so if you have no more question, you can begin to color your name. Alright, take your time. If you haven't done the name of the coloring, it's okay. Alright, so for some of you, your name might be a little bit short, so you might finish earlier. So I'm gonna tell you, if you want to color your background now, I want you to wait. Wait for what? Wait for the color are totally dry. Okay? See, my paper still have the light flexion. See, there has the flexion. My N and T, right, is still wet. So that's why you got the flexion right there. So which means my paper is still wet. So if I start to do the color for my background, all the color will coming out from my letters. Then my background and the name were going to be mixed together. So that will make my drawing looks messy. So before we start to do the background, color the background, you have to wait until the paper are totally dry. So there's no light flections. Then you can start to color your background. Otherwise, I will ask you to wait for another 2 minutes until the water is go into the paper and is totally dry out. Alright, so be patient when we do the watercolor. Most of the time we have to wait. Alright? Alright, so before you color your background, you check everything's dry out, then you can start to go ahead. But here has the suggestion for you. Don't use the similar color for the background. For example, I'm using a lot of purple and pink. So I shouldn't use purple and pink for my background. Same as you. But what if you have all the color on your word? So like you got all the rainbow color. How can you do for the background? So same thing, you can use the multiple color for the background, but adding more water to make the background looks more light. Okay? But what if your word is too light? Then use the stronger color for the background. So make your name stand up. Alright? So color match is also important. How can you use the color to make your drawing stand up? Alright? Alright, so when you finish your drawing, you have to see if you make the color a little bit like mess. The color is go through to each other. So you can use the pencil crayon to help you to fix a little bit. For example, let me find a spot. Let me find my pencil crayons. Alright, so for example, this area, I don't like this color. So I will find a similar color to do the shadings on top. But only way that you can do it is the paper are totally dried. So you can use the pencil crayon to help you to fix some area. Alright, so like these two. These two are too close. I don't want these two color are this close. It doesn't show like 3D. So I will use the pencil crayon to help me to make the color go a little bit darker so I can separate. These two are different. So same as inside here, buttons. So I can separate the color are different. Alright, so pencil crayon is also helping you to fix the detail. Okay, alright. So when you finish your drawing, you don't sign the name because you already have the name. You just need to find a spot to write down the date. That's it. Alright, now we're done the class for today.
When you complete your drawing, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，更写上日期。Don't forget to take a photo of your drawing and send it to us. 不要忘记帮你的作品拍上照片寄给我们哦。And don't forget to clean out the table before you go. 不要忘记清洁你的桌子哦。Bye bye, see you next time.